Most people think control means dominance, speaking louder, winning arguments, making people listen. But real control is quieter than that. It starts when people can no longer pull emotions out of you whenever they want. The person who angers you controls you. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is this. You react exactly how they expect, and the moment people can predict your emotions, they can control them. Watch this carefully. Most manipulation is not force. It is prediction. Someone ignores you, you panic. Someone disrespects you, you explode. Someone pulls away, you chase. The pattern repeats so many times, people stop seeing you as unpredictable. They start seeing you as manageable. And this is where most people lose control. They think emotional reactions prove honesty, but reactions mostly reveal dependency. The moment you react, you reveal what controls you. A single insult ruins your mood. A delayed reply controls your attention. A cold tone changes your whole day. That is not emotional strength. That is emotional exposure. Most people never notice this because reacting feels natural. You want to explain yourself, defend yourself, be understood. But the more you explain, the weaker you look. Because constant explaining tells people something dangerous. Their opinion reaches you. And once people know they can reach you emotionally, they keep testing the door. Someone leaves your message unseen. Now your mind starts working for them. Maybe they are busy. Maybe they are ignoring me. Maybe I said something wrong. Notice what happened. They did almost nothing. But your emotions started moving anyway. It's not your emotions they control. It's your need to be seen. That is why attention is dangerous. Attention looks harmless, but in social situations, attention becomes leverage. The more desperate someone is for attention, validation, or reassurance, the easier they are to control emotionally. This is why emotionally calm people often look powerful without saying much. They are not starving for reactions, and people can feel that. If you study human behavior deeply, ILU Codex is built for that. Because once you start seeing these patterns, you stop moving through life the same way. Here is something strange. The people with the most emotional control are usually not the loudest people in the room. They observe more, speak less, reveal less, because they understand something most people miss. Silence creates pressure, but the real reason is darker. Silence removes predictability, and unpredictability makes people uncomfortable. Imagine an argument. One person keeps talking fast, defending themselves, trying to win. The other person stays calm. No long explanation, no emotional reaction. Suddenly the whole energy changes. Why? Because emotional people are easy to read. Calm people are not. And this is the part nobody tells you. When you stop reacting, people start revealing themselves. Watch what happens when you stop chasing explanations. People talk more. They expose intentions faster. They become nervous. They try harder to pull emotion from you. Because silence forces people to face uncertainty. And uncertainty creates psychological pressure. Most people cannot handle that pressure. So they keep talking, keep reacting, keep exposing themselves. But calm observation changes the power dynamic completely. This is where it changes. Many people think emotional detachment means becoming cold. It doesn't. It means your emotions stop being publicly controlled. There is a difference. You still feel things. You just stop handing emotional access to everyone around you. And honestly, this part is difficult because emotional distance feels uncomfortable at first. You know this already. You know some people drain your energy. You know some conversations are traps. You know some reactions only make situations worse. But you still react because reacting feels human. Detachment feels unnatural in the beginning, especially if you spent years needing approval, reassurance, attention, emotional certainty. But something powerful happens when you stop needing constant emotional confirmation from people. Your behavior becomes harder to predict, and people cannot easily control unpredictable minds. This is why emotionally disciplined people often look mysterious. Not because they are pretending, because they broke the pattern most people live inside. Reaction, attention, validation, reaction again. They stepped outside the loop, and suddenly people no longer know how to control the situation. A calm person in a group creates strange tension. Someone insults them, but they barely react. Now everybody watches more carefully because people expect emotional movement. And when it does not happen, attention shifts automatically. Silence becomes pressure. Calmness becomes power. If you understand this next part, you will never react the same way again. Most manipulation only works through emotional entry points. Fear, ego, loneliness, validation, anger. That is how people gain access. Not through strength, through reaction. That means the real battle is not outside you. It is inside your emotional habits. The need to answer immediately. The need to defend yourself. The need to prove your value. The need to win every emotional moment. But strong people understand something different. Not every reaction deserves access to your mind, and this is where people lose it. Because society trains emotional impulsiveness. React fast, speak fast, defend fast. But emotional discipline works in reverse. Pause first, observe first, understand first, then decide if the situation even deserves your energy. That pause changes everything. Because in that small moment, you take control back. The truth is simple. People control patterns, not individuals. If your emotional behavior becomes predictable, you become easier to influence. But when your reactions slow down, when your need for validation weakens, when your silence becomes intentional, something shifts. People stop knowing how to move you emotionally. And once that happens, their control weakens immediately. What situation made you realize your emotions were being used against you? Most people never ask themselves that question, because the answer is uncomfortable. Sometimes the biggest emotional manipulator in your life was your own inability to stay calm. The final realization is cold. Control is not dominance. It is emotional absence. Not complete absence from life. Not becoming emotionless, but becoming unreachable to unnecessary emotional manipulation. They can insult you, ignore you, test you, provoke you. But if they cannot enter your emotional state, they cannot control your behavior. And that changes everything. Because the less emotional access people have to you, the less power they have over you. Do you think silence makes people stronger or just distant? Maybe the strongest person is not the loudest one. Maybe it is the person who no longer reacts on command. The one who observes more than they explain. The one who stays calm while everyone else rushes emotionally. Because in the end, they can't control what they can't reach. And if this kind of psychological awareness speaks to you, Ilu Codex is where we study the hidden patterns most people never notice.